All right, hi guys. Today we're going to discuss and introduce the Communist Manifesto. I just want to show you a few slides here, and then I will actually do some reading and lecturing on another video, probably part 2 or so. Marx's major works are the Communist Manifesto and the Das Kapital, so Capital. Those were published at 48 and 67. Manifesto is by far the most popular, and it's only 30 pages. It's a tiny little guy right here. It is. Um, so let's talk about that. Here are the 5 main points of the Communist Manifesto: materialist theorist history, private property is the root of all oppression, capitalism results in exploitation, proletariat will rise up and overthrow the bourgeoisie, and classless society is the goal. So big ideas, and they mean them. These are like they're very uh, um, serious about these ideas, these 5 ideas, and those will be what I'll be going through in detail, quoting from the manifesto as we go through. Now, to give just an example here, Jeff Bezos would actually be an example of what Marx would be calling the bourgeoisie, right? Just think of all the Warren Buffett, all the richest people in the world, and that's who we're talking about. And the working class is those people, right? So that's the context here. All I'm doing is scanning through some of these images just so you can see them. Um, don't now let me explain just a little bit on what does this mean for the Communist Manifesto, and what's the argument here. Well, here's the deal. There's 3 different columns that we need to talk about: power, exploitation, and then the epoch. So let's walk up the epoch here, and then you'll see, based on the epoch, where the power lies and where the exploitation is. So prehistory, ancient world, feudal society, Renaissance, capitalism, socialism, and finally the epoch of communism. In prehistory, you had the slave versus the free man, and the power lies with the free man, and the person who is exploited, or the class that's exploited, is the slave. In ancient world, the plebeian was exploited, and the patrician held the power. You might think of the Roman world. The feudal society, Middle Ages, you had the lord with the power and the serfs as the exploitation. Renaissance, you had the journeyman, right? And then you had the guild master. The guild master had the power. Capitalism, just in Europe, during the industrial age, capitalism, the proletariat was exploited, the worker, and the bourgeoisie was the rich owner, the rich class, right? Under socialism, then, you would flip them. Under socialism, you would flip them to where the proletariat had the power, and you would crush the bourgeoisie. Finally, then, remembering that the end goal is communism, so it's a different sense, right? So you always want to ask, what does communism mean? The end goal is that the people would have the power, and there would be no exploitation, and that would result in communism. But how do you get there? You have to crush the bourgeois. You crush them, and that typically means killing them, sweeping them aside, as MLK says in his speech on Can a Christian be a communist, right? So those are the 3. Now look, check out this. These are some monuments of Karl Marx in the world today. Top left is in London. This one is in Germany, I believe, and then this one's in China, Shanghai. That's Engels, and that's Marx. So kind of cool, those monuments to just literally notice the following all around the world, that you can go visit these monuments. Finally, I'll leave you with Lenin. Lenin, regarding the enforcement of this, we fully regard civil wars waged with the oppressed class against the oppressing class, slaves with slave owners, serfs against landowners, wage workers against bourgeoisie, as legitimate, progressive, and necessary. Crushing is necessary. That's it for a quick intro to